But let's move on another sidelines of the RAI summit in Mumbai. My colleague Shilpa actually caught up with the management of Trent on their plans to revive growth after the slowdown in the recent quarters and the strategy for the Burnt Toast and West Side. Let's listen in.
If you look at any period of 5 years in Trent, it's never a smooth curve. You know, it always has its peaks and troughs. So we continue to remain very encouraged by the opportunity that the market presents. The consumer sentiment is gradually improving. We are expanding into a lot more Tier 3, Tier 4 markets. So overall, if we look at the medium term, are we generally excited about what the market looks like, what the opportunity looks like, what the potential is for our brands? Generally positive.
Well, when do you think you'll get back to the 20-25% growth range again?
We don't talk about specific guidance or anything of that sort. This was a reference point of an aspiration, and we continue to think India does offer significant growth opportunities, and it's not about one brand or the other. We would like it to be a portfolio of brands. As a portfolio, over time, can we build on the growth platform that we have is the big question and puzzle and opportunity to look forward to.
Right. Do you believe then, you're talking about the opportunity that there is, but the same-store sales growth and even the sales per square foot have not really done well, they've not been growing. Are you seeing a recovery there? When do you think we can start seeing meaningful growth in SSSG and, sales per square foot?
We have been very focused on turning around and improving the customer experience of our proposition in individual micro markets. Been opening a lot more stores within the same micro markets because any portfolio of stores is a heterogeneous portfolio. You want to be able to open new stores which improve and shift the bar up in terms of what you put out to customers. And like we said in the Q3 release, very clearly we are starting to see encouraging outcomes for stores that we're opening in terms of micro markets where we have significantly densified presence with better quality stores.
Correct. What would you say to the general chatter that, maybe Zudio, which was, it was so talked about, it was your growth engine, it's sort of maybe going out of fashion. Do you believe that you will be able to see the same kind of growth for Zudio, sustainable growth going forward? How do we look at this particular brand of yours that has done phenomenally well so far?
A good marriage is not equal to necessarily all 100% honeymoon, right? At the end of the day, today Zudio is a much bigger brand, Westside is a much bigger brand, and I do think they are very well loved, and there's a huge amount of opportunity for them in terms of the potential for them in the future of India. So to that extent, we remain very encouraged, very enthusiastic, and we do think we should build on the customer proposition they represent, improve it, and therefore outlook remains very positive.
Right, but any interventions you're looking at in terms of Zudio, in terms of any change in strategy, maybe, not being online was one very big differentiator. Do you think that might change down the line? Just trying to understand how you're looking at Zudio's growth path going forward.
For instance, one of the things that we're doing in Zudio now is we had the approach of doubling down on metros, and we have done that over a period of time. In the last year or so, we have increased density of presence in select micro markets within metros and the periphery of metros, but also in a significant way added towns in Tier 3, Tier 4 markets. Now, those markets are very interesting in the sense that they have equal amounts of exposure to what's happening in the world in terms of trends for the customers. Having said that, they're not at the same level as the metros. They start at a different trajectory, and they will build. And in terms of both fashion sensibilities as well as appeal of our brands to those markets.
Right. So is it fair to say then store addition will be the growth driver for you, both for Zudio and for Westside?
Store additions are definitely an integral part of that agenda, and we continue to turn around and focus on how do we build relevance for the brand, not just now, but 2 years, 5 years, 10 years out. Because if you are relevant, all the other puzzles start falling into place much better.
Right. Just one more thing, I want to talk about the online business also. So are you still focused that Westside from your portfolio will be the driver for e-commerce? Do you have any plans to bring Burnt Toast or Zudio online eventually?
we also have some more, and we also will have burnt toast. The only name which is not there online for all practical purposes at this point in time is Zudio, off the table. We just think it's a lot of complexity to solve for that brand. And there is enough opportunity on the other side of the table to continue to leverage. So is online a big part of the overall portfolio agenda for the business? Yes. For instance, Westside today does in volumes very serious numbers. If you look at individual brands in the country, it will probably rank right up there. So to that extent, we want to double down on the Westside online presence and continue to build on how we can deliver better convenience for a proposition which is already very well out.